I never imagined that a trash bag would change my life, especially not one thrown at me by my own daughter. That evening is burned into my memory with painful clarity. The sky was heavy with dark clouds, the kind that make everything feel smaller and quieter. I had just finished my shift at the warehouse, 12 hours of lifting, loading, and pretending my back didn't ache the way it did. When I pulled into the driveway, I noticed the house lights were off. That wasn't unusual anymore. My daughter, Emily, barely spoke to me these days. Ever since her mother passed away 3 years earlier, something between us broke. Maybe it was grief, maybe it was resentment, or maybe it was something I still didn't understand. I walked toward the front door when I heard it, footsteps behind me. Dad. Her voice was cold, not angry, worse, detached. I turned around just in time to see a black trash bag flying toward my chest. Take it, she said flatly, it's yours. The bag hit me hard enough to knock the wind out of me. I nearly dropped it. What the hell is this? I asked. She folded her arms. Open it. I could tell she wasn't joking. Her face was pale, her jaw tight, eyes red like she'd been crying or hadn't slept. I loosened the knot at the top of the bag and froze. Inside were stacks of cash. Neatly bundled, crisp, real. I stared down at it, my brain refusing to process what my eyes were seeing. This is a joke, right? I whispered. She shook her head. I reached deeper into the bag, pulling the bundles out one by one. $100 bills, thousands upon thousands. Later I would count it. $700,000. But that wasn't the part that broke me. It was the envelope taped to the inside of the bag. My name was written on it, in my daughter's handwriting. I couldn't breathe as I tore the envelope open. Inside was a single letter, 3 pages, folded carefully. Read it, Emily said, then decide what kind of father you really are. She turned and walked into the house, leaving me standing alone in the driveway with a trash bag full of money and a heart racing so fast I thought I might collapse. I sat on the steps and began to read. Dad, I don't know how to say this without hurting you, but the truth already has. I've been angry at you for years. I blamed you for Mom's death. I blamed you for not noticing how sick she was, for working too much, for not listening. But the truth is, I was hiding something too. When Mom got sick, she didn't want you to know how bad it was. She asked me to promise not to tell you. She said you already carried too much weight. I believed her. And when she died, I hated you because hating you was easier than admitting I broke my promise to protect her. But that's not the biggest secret. My hands were shaking. Mom left money. A lot of it. She inherited it from her grandfather years before she met you. She never told you because she was afraid money would change you or change your marriage. When she got sick, she put it all in my name. She told me to give it to you one day, when I knew you'd understand why she hid it. I didn't. Not until now. Tears blurred my vision. I've been carrying this secret alone since I was 17. Watching you struggle, watching you sell your truck, watching you skip meals so I could go to college. And I hated myself for letting you suffer. This money is yours. Not because Mom wanted to test you, but because she trusted you. And because I'm tired of being angry. I want my dad back. Love, Emily. I dropped the letter and covered my face. I cried right there on the concrete like a broken man. All those nights I thought I had failed as a husband, as a father. All those times I wondered why Emily looked at me like a stranger. She had been carrying this alone. Inside the house, I heard a door close. I gathered the bag, my legs barely holding me up, and went inside. Emily was sitting at the kitchen table, staring at her hands. I placed the trash bag gently on the floor. You should have told me, I said quietly. She laughed bitterly. And what? Watch you break under the guilt. I sat across from her. I was already broken, I said, I just didn't know why. For the first time in years, she looked at me, not past me. I thought you'd hate me, she whispered. I reached across the table and took her hand. Emily, I said, my voice cracking, nothing you could ever do would make me stop loving you. She started crying then, full, shaking sobs. I stood up and pulled her into my arms. And just like that, 3 years of silence collapsed. We talked until sunrise. She told me everything, how her mother made her promise, how the money haunted her, how every bill I struggled to pay felt like a knife in her chest. I told her how lost I felt after her mother died, how I thought she blamed me. We both had been wrong. The next morning, we counted the money together. Exactly $700,000. Enough to erase debt, enough to breathe. But the biggest change wasn't financial. It was emotional. I didn't quit my job right away. I didn't buy a mansion or a new car. Instead, I did something better. I paid off the house. I set up a trust for Emily. I donated part of the money to the cancer ward that treated her mother. And for the first time in years, I slept without fear. A month later, Emily surprised me again. She handed me another envelope. Inside was a photo of her mother, young, smiling, holding a handwritten note. If you're reading this together, I did something right. Sometimes I think about that trash bag. How something that looked like garbage turned out to be a blessing. How anger hid love. How silence hid sacrifice. My daughter didn't just give me money that day. She gave me my family back. And that was priceless.